I'm going to share with you today 5 tips to staying healthy, feeling great this summer. These are going to be quick tips. This is not rocket science, people, but these are reminders. These are things that sometimes we forget, but that if we do these consistently, we'll be able to feel really awesome the whole summer through, take advantage of all of the great opportunities that come up in the summer, and feel great heading into the fall and whatever that brings for you, whether it's school routines or work routines or just life changes, life routines. So I hope you're doing great today. If you're popping on live, throw a quick hello. I'd love to know if you're watching, and if you're watching the replay, let me know that as well. Just maybe drop a replay below, and feel free to share this with anyone that you think may need to know this information or hear these tips. I don't know about you, but summer is definitely my season. Hello, Jocelyn. My birthday's in July, so as I think whenever we have our birthday, typically that time of year is sort of sacred to us, or at least that's how it feels to me. And I grew up in the Kootenays, where we spent so much time outside in the summer, and my childhood was spent at the lakes, or it was spent in the garden, or camping, or canoeing, or biking, or all of those things, hiking, and that's carried through into my adult life as well, where when the days get longer and the weather gets nicer and I just want to be outside all the time. So luckily I work from home, and I can work from my patio, or I can take my work wherever I need to go, but it's important for me to unplug from technology once in a while, like really unplug, like not be looking at my phone or my computer. And so that's one of the tips. So 5 tips today. I'll run through these really quick for you. So I guess these aren't in any particular order, but just that first one that came up for me was unplugging, because we went camping this weekend, and it was just so nice. I was on my phone a little bit, but for the most part, not on social media, not on the phone, definitely not on the computer. Sleeping outside, sleeping in a tent, spending time at the beach, cooking little meals on the cook stove. That's just my element. Love it so much. And just spending like many hours outside is so wonderful to do in the summer. So definitely one of those 5 tips is going to be get outside as much as possible and get into nature and be active. And I just came back from a neighborhood walk and a stair run, and did some body weight exercises, and I did it outside. We've got a great gym in our garage, but if I can be outside, I'd rather be outside. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is hydration, because I think even when it isn't summer, a lot of us are not drinking enough water. And especially in summer when it's hot, we need even more water. So this is one of my tricks, and this is a jug that's probably 1.5 liters or something. And I've got some rosemary from the garden in there, so that gives it a little bit of flavor. And so my goal is, this was full this morning, so I've already drank that much. Goal is definitely to drink the full jug and then fill it up and drink it again. And whether or not I actually do that, we'll see. But sometimes throughout the day, I'll have different types of beverages, mostly, water or sparkling water. And I'll mix in my different health elixirs that'll help to make it taste good. And that way I'm sure to drink the whole thing. So especially if you've been active or exercising, is like get that water in ya. Put cucumber in it, put berries in it, put mint in it, put rosemary in it, whatever you got to do so that it tastes good and you're going to drink it all up. So cheers to that. So tip number 2 is hydration. Number 3 is for food and nourishment at this time of year. There's so much great fresh seasonal ingredients locally. So hop into your farmers markets or your local grocery stores. Look for things that are grown locally, because then they're in season and they're the freshest, and they've traveled the least distance. And we are blessed on Vancouver Island to have so many farmers here and so much great food. So in the summer, my eating shifts a little bit. We do more like smoothies with cooler, like frozen berries and things, because in a Chinese medicine approach, you wouldn't be putting a lot of cold frozen things in your body in the winter, but in the summer it's a little bit better, it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to show you in a second what I put in my smoothie, which I'm about to make one, and there are frozen berries in there. So one thing would be more smoothies, more salads, maybe more raw food if your digestive system can handle it, more best quality meats that we can get. And so a lot of times meals are just that nice protein source, and then healthy fats like avocado or oils or hemp seeds, and then we do maybe like some sauteed or salads or sauteed veggies or steamed veggies, or not often steamed in the summer, or maybe barbecued or something like that. But anyway, it's lots of fresh ingredients. Berries, I'm growing strawberries in the garden. They're all popping up ripe. We've got blueberries in the garden and raspberries, so I'm really excited for those to get ripe. Hey, Lindsay. And yeah, so that's tip number 3 is nourishment and shifting to seasonal, local. We should be doing that all year round, but of course we don't have as much local stuff in the winter. I've got everything lined up here to make a smoothie, so I'll show you what I'm going to do there quickly, and then I'll get back to the other 2 items on this top 5 list. So for my smoothie today, I have got frozen blueberries, and these are from, I love that these are from BC, Black Creek. I got those at the Root Cellar in Victoria. I've got a bunch of kale here that was locally grown in Victoria. I've got some chia seeds and some hemp seeds. I've got my vegan protein powder here from Univera, which is vanilla just sweetened with stevia, and it's free of all kinds of things that you may not want, gluten, and it's non-GMO, blah, blah, blah. And then we've got the greens powder, which has spirulina and all kinds of amazing things, alfalfa juice, all kinds of good things. And then this one, which I love, I usually have it before my workout, but I'm just going to throw it in the smoothie today, and it's going to help be satiating. It has MCT oil. It also has maca and D-ribose and winged treebine stem. Go and look that one up. That one's really interesting. And rhodiola. So this is a great natural energy. It's only like just a pretty small scoop there, but that's going to pack a real good punch. And then Fatso, which I love, is also local, made in Victoria. And that is a high performance peanut butter. So all of those things with some almond milk and some water will get blended up, and that's going to be my smoothie. And that's the first thing I will eat today. Haven't eaten anything yet this morning, just lots of hydration and a bulletproof style coffee. So intermittent fasting seems to work well for me, not necessarily every day, but often. And I used to think that I needed to have breakfast right first thing in the morning, but that's just not the case, I've discovered. It all has to do with what you eat the night before, I find, as far as whether you wake up ravenous or whether you wake up and you can fast in the morning. Okay, so quick recap. We had hydration, really, really important to drink tons and tons of water in the summer. And water, not like sweetened drinks. So really watch for sugar and things. When we were camping this weekend, my mom said she bought one of those San Pellegrino cans, just craving a nice, cold, refreshing drink. And she was dismayed to discover afterwards that there were 26 grams of sugar in it. If she had known that, she certainly would not have drank it or bought it. So watch out for that. We got a Soda Stream, so we can do sparkling water that is unsweetened, and then we can just put whatever flavor in there, citrus or whatever we want. And then the 4th tip is I really like in the summer to try to sync up my sleep schedule more so with the daylight and the darkness. So when the sun goes down and when it does finally get dark, I'm trying to be in bed by 10, but usually it's 10:30. But whenever it's dark for you where you live, and this is different obviously if you live closer to the equator, but ideally we're sleeping when it's dark and then we're waking up when it's light, and that means that in the summer it's a lot easier to wake up earlier. So that's what I try to do, and I enjoy getting up closer to 5:30 or 6:30 when it's summer and it's light out. And then the last thing is to have a really great summer, to feel great, to be healthy, is to make sure you're spending quality time with people that you love, especially if you have kids or little ones, or this is an opportunity in summer to really connect with the people that you care about and have that time. And whether that's barbecues or dinners or camping or adventures, things that you might do when kids are out of school, is to really savor that and make the most of it, because remember, when the fall comes and the winter comes again, people don't want to leave their houses as much. So I find in the summer is a great time to be out and connecting with people and have those rich relationships in your lives, which are such an important part of our well-being.